calls Thomas Gargasz.
Sir, do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give this court jury in the issue now pending between the Commonwealth and the defendant at the bar shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you, sir. And call the officer.
Mr. Baez. Please the court, Mr. Hagan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and spell your last name for the court reporter?
My name's T.J. Gargasz, and last name Gargasz, Gargasz.
Now, sir, you got here on a plane today, right?
Yes.
We'll see if we get you out of here pretty quick. All right?
Thank you.
Sir, back in 2013, were you working for a location, a gentleman's club by the name of Tootsie's?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay, and what did you do there?
I was the next level manager, upstairs, kind of a VIP, and pretty much ran the upstairs, next level.
For those of us who have never been to Tootsie's, myself included, could you give us a little bit of a description of what that means?
You have downstairs, which is pretty much, it's a big giant club, so you have 2 levels on it. Downstairs, pretty much the main floor, main stage, everything like that, and then upstairs is a little more quiet, not so many people, it's not as crazy. You know, there's big giant party rooms in the back, you know, if you want to have, you know, more privacy and everything like that for you and your group. And that's pretty much what the next level is about.
Okay. And was Aaron Hernandez a frequent customer there?
Frequent. Whenever they came in town, he'd come in. Yes.
Okay. And you see Aaron here today?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is he the gentleman wearing the purple shirt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how many times would you say you've seen, prior to February, how many times had you seen Aaron in Tootsie's?
3 times.
Okay. And each time did he come in with players or other friends? How?
Sometimes players, sometimes other friends, sometimes a mixture of both.
Was it part of your job as the manager to interact with celebrities and athletes when they come in?
Yes.
Okay. And you recognize some of the other players that would come in with him?
Yes.
Okay. I won't name names, so. But, so how was Aaron like with the general public there that was in the club?
With the general public, doing what I did for so long, I seen the worst of the worst, and, you know, I'm not going to elaborate on that, but Aaron was always good. He came in, he was polite, well-spoken. One of the toughest things in the club, especially working in the club, are dealing with drunk people. They, you know, get in your face close, you know, they're spitting and talking and everything like that. And being how Mr. Hernandez was, very recognizable, and he always handled it well.
Do you recall any instances?
Yeah, I recall one instance. A gentleman in a Patriots jersey coming up, talking to him, loud, obnoxious, everything like that. You know, like he's his best friend, knows him forever, everything, and was on him for probably a good 20 minutes, half hour. And I walked over to Mr. Hernandez and asked him if he'd want me to separate him from him. And Mr. Hernandez was like, "No, he's fine." Took a picture of him, signed an autograph, and that was it. So, always handled himself well compared to a lot of athletes out there.
Would you describe Aaron's behavior with fans as standoffish?
No, not in the least.
No, overruled.
Did Aaron, when he walked in the bar, ever have like an angry face that you ever observed?
No.
Okay. Was he always had a tough guy attitude from what you could see?
No, not in the least.
Okay. Now, I want to direct your attention to the month of February of 2013. Do you recall Aaron coming in in that time frame?
Yes. There was a time 2 days in a row they came in.
Okay. Two days in a row, you said? Okay. And when he came those 2 days in a row, how many people came with him, more or less?
Both times between 10 and 15, maybe a little more, maybe a little bit less, but right in that area.
Okay.
If we have pretty large rooms in the back, and it filled up a room pretty good.
I want to direct your attention to the second time. You said it was 10 or 15 guys that night?
Yes.
Okay. Definitely wasn't 4 guys.
No. No.
And did Aaron usually have to pay to come up to the next level with his entourage?
No. No, they did not.
We've seen a receipt in evidence of a purchase of 5 tickets. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury a little bit about what you believe that was?
The second day they came in 2 separate groups, if you will.
I can go
Sustained.
I'm going to show you exhibits 361 and 360. May I approach?
You may.
Did these look like the receipts from Tootsie's, the establishment that you worked at?
Yes. That's the
Okay.
receipts.
If you could look at the dates.
214, 215. Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at the first receipts from the first night. There appear to be, and feel free to go through them, next level bands purchased.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a look.
Is that yes?
Yes.
sir?
Yes.
Okay. Take a look and see how many, if any, are purchased on that night versus the second night. You done with the first night?
Yes. I don't see any other unless I missed it.
Not yet.
And the second night appears to be just 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, we'll go through that. So
Okay.
the first night there were no next level tickets purchased, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And to remind the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's a band, like a VIP wristband, right?
Yes.
And that allows you to go upstairs
Yes.
to the area where you manage.
Yes.
Okay. And that's because, as you testified a moment ago, that celebrities and athletes generally don't have to pay for the next level.
That's correct.
Okay. And the second night, do you recall more or less why there are 5 bands purchased?
There were 5 more people that came in and joined the party and didn't realize they were with the Hernandez.
Sustained as the foundation.
You see, what do you remember that night about 5 guys joining the party?
That they came in later after the first group did.
Okay. And they were not, did you not know that they were with Aaron?
We did not know that there was a Hernandez party. No.
Okay. And he later picked up the tab for that?
Yes.
Paid for it?
That's correct.
Okay. So that evening, were there any issues with Aaron Hernandez?
With Aaron Hernandez? No.
Okay. And later on in the evening, did you find out that there was a missing cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. And what occurred that night?
It was closing time. We were running around trying to get everything closed up. And I can't quite remember if it was the waitress or the valet that initiated it, but there was a missing cell phone. And I was in communication with the valet to get the cell phone back downstairs. We had the waitress, she brought out the cell phone and said, okay, go ahead and take it downstairs to the valet, give it to him to return it to its owner.
Okay. So as far as you know, the cell phone was returned to its rightful owner?
That's correct.
And that person was with the Aaron Hernandez party?
Yes.
Okay. Just one moment, I'll sit back. I have no further questions. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
I'm well.
A few questions. Good afternoon, Mr. Gargasz.
Good afternoon.
You were interviewed by state police troopers in 2013, about August of 2013, is that correct?
Sounds
Does
right.
that sound about right? And you gave
Mhm.
a tape-recorded statement?
Yes.
And is it fair to state, Mr. Gargasz, that you were pretty clear in that interview that when you were talking about what happened with the cell phone and the 15 to 20 guys, you were pretty clear that that happened on Monday the 10th into Tuesday the 11th? You recall that?
I think the police officer made a mistake with that because I've listened to that and they weren't in the club that evening, those 2 evenings.
Well, you do have a receipt in front of you for the 11th, correct?
The 11th and let's see here, the 11th at 4:18 a.m. Yes, I do.
And it was pretty clear in your interview with the state police troopers that that was the night you were talking about, correct?
Yes.
So it was the 11th leading into the 12th, and that's when the 25 guys came in, correct?
Yeah.
And that's when someone in the entourage lost their phone. Is that right?
Yes.
And also, I believe in that statement, Mr. Gargasz, you even described that some of the men who were with Mr. Hernandez that night, the 15 to 20, on the 11th, not the 12th into the 13th, the 11th, that some of the men came in with, as you described, gold teeth, pants around their ankles, and very bad attitudes. Do you recall saying that to the detectives?
Yes.
And that was, again, on the 11th leading into the 12th.
Yes. Sorry about the confusion. It's the
I
changing
understand,
times
because,
at midnight
right,
and all that
right.
stuff.
The night
Yeah.
turns into
Yeah.
the day
Yeah.
as of
Yeah.
midnight, and that's probably right about when things get started in your line of
Right.
business, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
But, so again, that was when the 10 to 15 to 20 people, and that's the cell phone incident the night before.
That's correct.
The 12th, the 11th, not the 13th, correct?
See, now you're confusing me.
No. The 11th, not the 13th, correct?
The 13th with the cell phone incident was on the 13th. It
Well,
was
just
a-
a moment ago, you said the cell phone incident was on the 11th.
Objection, Judge. That's what Mr. Hagan said.
Overruled.
It was the cell phone incident was the second day that they came in. They were in there for 2 days.
But when you,
It was the second day
gave your
they came in.
statement to,
Objection, Judge. I would like the witness to finish his answer.
Did you finish your answer, sir?
No, sir.
All right, finish your answer.
Whatever the detective said, okay, the cell phone incident was on the second day that they came in, not the first day, the second day.
but in your interview with state police detectives, you said it was the first time they came in, right?
I did not say that.
Well, you said it was the 10th into the 11th, correct?
I said it was the 10th or the 11th.
In your
I
statement,
don't know.
back
I
in
don't know
August
what
of
you're getting at.
2013.
I never said that, no.
You don't remember the detectives asking you if that was the date, and you said
I
yes, it
remember
was?
I remember the detectives asking me that, but I never said that.
But what your correction is now, though, today, is that in fact, when we said 10th to the 11th, that was wrong. It's actually 11th and the 12th, correct?
Yes, the 11th and the 12th, but it actually says the 13th here because the day ran into the next day. So they came in on I guess the day would be Monday, but it was the closing day the next day, so it would be 3:49 in the morning on the 12th.
And you
or the
know-
13th.
Hold on. Mr. Hagan, where's your big calendar?
You have some crayons too that I could have?
So I'm just going to place on the board next to you what's been marked and entered as Exhibit 368. Does that seem to be an accurate calendar of February of 2013?
Yes.
All right, now, sir, the receipts that are before you, Is there one receipt for February 13?
Yes, it is, February 13th.
All right, so would that be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning?
That's correct.
That would be 12 to 13. And what is the date on the other receipt?
The 11th.
Would that be Sunday night into Monday morning?
That's correct.
All right, so the group took Monday night off.
Yes, sir.
All right. With that said, go ahead.
So, sir, your recollection, though, again, when you talked to the state police detectives, was that they came in 2 nights in a row, correct?
Yes, my memory just slipped me then. It was 2 days, but one day in the middle.
But
It
there
2 days
was, in
there.
fact, the night, the 10th, the 11th, that Mr. Hernandez came in with a group of 15 to 20 people, correct?
Yes, both nights they came out with the same group, with the same amount of people.
So when you talked to the state police detectives and they talked to you about the 10th and the 11th, there was, in fact, a group of Hernandez friends who came in the 10th to the 11th.
Yes.
And it's that night that there was a cell phone incident, correct?
No.
Well, is that the night that you said the people were kind of, had bad attitudes, gold teeth, that type of thing?
It was the same group both nights.
Well, let's just clarify something else, Mr. Gargasz. Do you know Deontay Thompson, a professional football player, previously with the Baltimore Ravens, now with the Chicago Bears?
I may know him if I see him, but the name doesn't come up in my head now.
Wasn't it in fact true, Mr. Gargasz, that they came 3 nights in a row, and Mr. Thompson came the second night between the 11th and the 12th?
They could have. They could have.
So you're not really exactly sure as to dates, right?
I'm sure of the last incident that I seen Mr. Hernandez, and that was on this day right here of the 13th, because I remember the five people in the group, and I remember that second day. That's the last time that I seen Mr. Hernandez before I heard any of this stuff going on in the news.
But you do agree that that's not what you told the detectives in August of 2013?
I didn't tell the detectives any dates. I didn't say any dates to the detectives.
But they gave you dates, and you acknowledge those dates as accurate, correct?
I assumed, because they knew what they were talking about, that those dates were correct, yes.
Mr. Gargasz, we have the statement if you want to listen to it, the tape-recorded statement. It's fair to state you never corrected them and told the troopers, oh, no, this is the second night, the 13th, right?
I may not have corrected them.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Just briefly. In your entire lifetime, you've only seen Aaron Hernandez, what, 3 times?
3 or 4, yes.
3 times. And you've had no contact with Aaron Hernandez since February 2013, correct?
No.
No further questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Watch your step, please.
Back to you.
Mr. Bias.
Just one moment, Judge. I don't know if we have it. Just right, we approach quickly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's as far as we're able to go for today. And we have a little scheduling issue apparently with regard to some further witnesses who are available on Wednesday but not for tomorrow. Therefore, you folks will get tomorrow off. And Wednesday we will resume with the evidence in this case, and it appears that the evidence will close on Wednesday, meaning that we may have the closing arguments on Thursday and possibly instructions of law and deliberations commencing on Thursday. If not Thursday, then certainly Friday. So that is where the case stands. Tomorrow actually will provide an opportunity for me to meet with the lawyers to review the legal instructions, and so we won't have to hold you folks up in doing that. So you're off now until Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Between now and then, please don't read, hear, or see anything about this case, and don't attempt to learn anything about this case outside of court. Put it out of your mind, and be prepared to continue with the evidence on Wednesday morning. Our jurors may be excused.
All right, please. Yay.
Approximately 11:30 a.m. Between 9 and 11:30, I'm ordering that any exhibits that have been received, not yet redacted, be the subject of discussion between the two sides. I will not sanction actions after the case has gone to the jury, such that the jurors are up there waiting for the exhibits endlessly while redactions are done. So it's a good opportunity tomorrow morning. There's enough time built in for you all to be able to focus on that. And hopefully we can make whatever redactions must be made to those exhibits that were received, subject to redaction. Mr. Baez, you had indicated you'd have jury instructions for me this afternoon. Do you have them?
I think so. Double check.
May I have them?
No, we don't have them yet. I can have them to you first thing in the morning, maybe later this afternoon. We're just finishing them.
Commonwealth, do you have instructions?
We do, Your Honor.
All right, when you say later this afternoon, what time? Can I have them by 4:30?
Yes.
My apologies to the court. I expected that to be done.
Yeah. Well, all right, tomorrow we will have our charge conference. I am permitting one lawyer for each side to speak on behalf of the respective sides during the charge conference. I will not hear from 3 for the Commonwealth and up to 6 for the defense. One person will represent each side in the charge conference. Of course, all counsel can confer, but I'm not going to hear from multiple voices. That simply gets too confusing. So Commonwealth, do you have a sense of who will speak on behalf of the Commonwealth in the charge conference?
It will probably be me, Your Honor, with Ms. Anderson whispering in my ear.
You might want to rethink the order. Mr. Baez?
Yes, I've designated Professor Sullivan.
All right. Is there anything else we can accomplish today? All right, let me see you folks at sidebar. his papers did not see them, but we are missing some exhibits. Ms. Kaczmarek, if you can let counsel know, and both sides scour your papers to see if inadvertently you may have something with an exhibit tag on it. We have to get that. All right. And then tomorrow, 9 o'clock, they're going to meet with you guys.